Hey, good evening. Map here, Map Investments. So today we had the Dow Jones up 98.49, up 0.30. And I've been stating that the Dow Jones, in my opinion, is going to be the strongest index going forward, as the, as I can see for now, because I think interest rates will be going higher, and we'll get into bonds as well. The small caps were hit hard again today, but they had a big Friday as well. The small caps were down 62.80 to 2158.68, down almost 3% to 2.83% today. Nasdaq was down, and the S&P was down a little bit. In regards to bonds, we have volatility back up over 20, so it's 20.74, up 188 today. The bonds, the rates increased today, and they continue to increase. Well, after hours they're down a smidge, but intraday, the 10-year got back up over 1.73, and now we're pulling back a little bit down to 1.71. So interest rates are have bumped up as expected, as I've been saying in my videos, and the 30-year got up to 2.43, and it's backed up a smidge this evening. The XLF, I would assume, was up during the regular session. Actually, no, down 30 cents to 34.07, and down a little bit after hours to 34.03. I look for banks to continue chugging higher with these higher interest rates. So I would take a look at the banks, your Bank of America, Wells Fargo, JP Morgan, best in class. But if you want just broad-based exposure, you can go ahead with the XLF, the one that I just pulled up. Let's take a look at some of the news today. There was I don't know if he was Japanese or Chinese investor. How Archargo's 20 billion move to flee certain names led to banks' share prices tumbling. The biggest ones that got hit were Nomura out of Japan and Credit Suisse today. U.S. media stocks Viacom and Discovery, plus a few Chinese internet ADRs, experienced severe selling pressure on Friday. The culprit for the massive selling was forced liquidation of positions held by a multi-billionaire dollar family office, Archegos Capital Management. Archegos, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, have built massive positions in these stocks through swaps, a type of derivative that investors trade over the counter or among themselves without having to disclose the holdings publicly. A slew of banks involved are warning of significant losses to unwind the trades. Here's how the 20 billion blowup unfolded. Let me see. So on Friday, Viacom and Discovery were down huge, and a lot of the China names. Let me see. There was a margin call. Nomura lost, I think, 2 billion. Yeah, so it lost 2 billion. And it fell 14% on Monday, and Credit Suisse said, and a number of other banks that didn't mention were also affected. So that might have caused a little bit of the selling pressure today. Who knows? But that was going on today in the news. Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley avoided losses. CDC chief warns of U.S. heading for impending doom as cases rise. That's not good. I know travel, they were showing today the TSA numbers, and travel has picked up big time to pre-COVID levels. I think not pre-COVID, but I think they said holidays maybe. I know that the TSA numbers were up big. Um, Tesla double charged some customers for new cars. Wow, not good. I didn't even hear about that today. Uh, let's see. Biden spoke today a little bit about the rises in cases and vaccines. Today was a pretty choppy day, not active at all, and we'll get to the futures and um, and the different asset classes. Just scrolling the news to see to refresh, see if I got any. That was pretty much it. I don't think we had any economic news either as well. So the futures. Let's take a look at the futures. The dollar is down a little bit, and it's almost at 93. All the foreign currencies are up now. Bitcoin had a big day. I think it was up like 4,000, more or less. Let me see if gives me here 2,363, up 4.29%, and right now it's actually trading at 58,000, down $160. Oil is back to almost $62, 61.89, up 33 cents. And they also unblocked that ship in the canal, Suez Canal. I think what's it called? Suez Canal. I think, yeah, in Egypt, that got unblocked. S&P right now is trading at 39.6225, up 3.25. Gold was under some pressure today, along with silver, down to 17.1260, down 2 in the after hours right now in the futures. Gold was down pretty big today. I want to say $20 at least, if I'm not mistaken. It's not showing me. It's just showing me after hour prices. Let me pull up the 1-day chart here. So yeah, it opened up at 1730 more or less, and went straight down to 1710. So it was under some pressure, along with silver. Silver's under $25. The meats, all the meats were higher today. Hogs are at 105, feeders are at 152, and cattle is at 122,625. So we will see higher meat prices coming to the grocery store. Copper's holding that $4 level, and I like Freeport McMoran. So a couple of the trades that you can use for example, for copper correlation is Freeport McMoran. It was down 86 cents today to 32. If you want exposure to the meats and don't want to trade the futures, you can use this small ETF. I think it hit a 52-week high today. Hit a 52-week high today of 38.50 and just closed off the highs. You can get exposure to that there. My favorite Bitcoin plays are PayPal, as you know, and they were down 5 today, and Square. Square's down $6. Those are my favorite Bitcoin plays. I also have EBON. Let me see how EBON behaved today. Down 60 cents. But this is more of a speculative play in regards to Bitcoin. They are going to open up an exchange here in the next few months, so that might be interesting. If you're looking at oil and want oil exposure and don't want to mess with the futures, you can also use the XLE, which was down 60 cents today, or XOP. This one deals with the oil and gas explorers. Down $2.44, and that's how I choose to play those for now. S&P, you can use this or the small one, MES, right here, that one right there, or you can go with the old traditional SPY, the SPY, which was down 20 cents only today. So let's take a look at what the lumber was pretty flat today at 965, and lumber you can go with WY, or I just picked up a small one that has been trending. The RFP was up a nickel today. This market has been very choppy and very tough to trade. Right now it's more of a buy and hold kind of market, in my opinion, and I think you should stick to the higher interest rate plays, higher inflation, and the infrastructure package that they're talking about, maybe bumping it up to now. They're talking about maybe even $4 trillion. So, and sticking with the metals, think the pullback. I think any asset class on pullbacks should get bought up, because I think the dollar will obviously decrease in value. So let's go to small caps. Small caps had a rough day today. They're up 7.40 now in the after hours to 2162.80. And you could play that through that one or the RUT, which is the bigger one. This one right here. This is the Russell 2000. 2,000 companies make up this index. Or you could play with the IWM, which was down big today, $6.21, almost 3%. And those three are correlated. Just trying to educate you and give you options. Instead of, maybe if you don't want to trade the futures, you could trade those ETFs that I'm pulling up. So you have them there as reference to get exposure and have correlation to these assets. Dow Jones is my favorite index right now. Pretty flat right now. You can invest either on this small one here, MYM, or the big one, YM is the big one, or you can go with the diamond, the DIA. DIA is for the Dow Jones. Dow Jones is made out of 30 companies. And then the S&P obviously is 500 companies, this one right here. Natural gas, almost 265. And you can play that through UNG. I have some calls in UNG. I think natural gas prices will go up in the future. It's one of the lower price commodities and has been lagging all the other commodities. Currencies, I'm not really involved with much of the currencies right now. The euro is down a little bit, but that's because the dollar has risen. I'd rather just play the currencies with gold. I know palladium was hit pretty hard today. It was down, I think palladium was down, I want to say 100. Yeah. It was down over 100 palladium today. But it's had pretty big run-ups, so it was due for a pullback. Platinum is under 1,200, and you can have exposure to both of them through the SPPP, which is the Sprott Physical Platinum and Palladium Trust, because these products require pretty big margins, and they're also thinly traded. The NASDAQ is pretty flat, and it's under 13,000. You could play it through MNQ or NQ, which is a big contract, or you can go with the Qs, QQQ, and that is the NASDAQ 100, top 100 technology companies for the most part. Silver under 25, and the both futures are right here. Pretty big contract, so I'm playing it currently through the SLV. And there are a couple other products out there, but I choose this one. It has more liquid options, down to under 23. And what else do we have? The VIX is a little bit down under 22. There's numerous ways you could play the VIX. You could buy this one, but it's pretty slow mover. I think it takes up $2,000 of buying power. Or you can go VXX, or I think UVXY, if I'm not mistaken, is another one. Yeah. So those are ways to play the VIX if you want exposure to volatility. Grains, okay, the grains are open. It's 8:30 p.m. They're open and they've been pretty flat. You got corn at 545. You got soybeans at 1393, and you got wheat at 614. I know there's an ETF for corn called Corn. I don't remember the ones for soybean and wheat. I owe you that. I'll get back to you on that one. So you have different options. And we talked about rates. This is a 30-year, which is equivalent to the TLT, and rates are falling down a little bit after hours. And the 10-year as well. 10-year is correlated to the IEF ETF. And that's a future recap on the markets. Markets continue to trade choppy. Today, we did have a big Friday, and it was kind of a given that we were going to have a pullback or a choppy market today. On the order front, I only actually did 3 trades today. Not active at all, being very, very picky and waiting and being patient. I did a calendar spread on Twitter, which was upgraded today. I sold the 70 call in April, and I bought the 70 call in May for a debit of 241. And then I did a call debit spread in June with 81 days. I bought the 60 call and sold the 80 call for $6.40. So that was a $640 investment in Twitter. Sorry, I was getting a drink of water. Sorry about that. And Carrier, the AC maker, was upgraded today, and it looked like it was kind of breaking out of its base. This is a new IPO that came out not too long ago. I didn't do nothing crazy. I did a calendar here just to be engaged. I bought the 45 call and sold the 45 call in the front month for just not even $100 trade. So I sold the 45 call in April and with 18 days, and I bought the May with 53 days at the 45 strike. Wasn't very active today. I have a lot of positions, and I'm pretty much set up the way I want to be set up. I do have some dry powder, and being just very, very picky and not over trading. Could pull up here the bar chart. Oh, what happened here? Okay. Before I get to, let me pull up. I had a couple requests over I don't know if it was on Friday, over the weekend. One of them was Service Now. Right now, I'm not too fond of technology at this moment, And as you can see here on Service Now, the RSI is at 44 and is below both moving averages. It's under the 50 and 200-day moving average. Let's see what it closed at, and let's take a look at what their IV is. So closed down 9 to 485.39. I would like to see some good volume, over four and getting this thing over 491. Let's take a look at the options. It's got some decent IV at almost 40. Let me see if I can pull up when their earnings are. I think Tasty will tell me, and we can get another IV rank reading here. So they have a different IV reading of 6, but let's see if what happened here. See if it tells me if they have an earnings. So earnings is May 5th. If I'm not mistaken, ServiceNow has $10 wide spreads. Yeah, they're $10 wide. So you're actually no. No, they have $2.50. They have $250 spreads as well. So you could do $250 spreads minimum, and you can go up to 5 or 10 or however wide you want to go on your defined risk spread on this $400+ stock. The spread seemed kind of wide here on the bid ask, but it is after hours and the market's closed. And you got an earnings cycle coming up on April 5th. If I were to do anything in this one, I would probably just go out to the weekly right before they report, which has an estimated move of $48 on the April 30th 32-day weeklies. And I would try and look for a 30, maybe a 30 delta. So I would try, maybe depends how much you want to spend. But you can, if you want to be right at 70% more or less, you can sell this one. But you can see that the bid asks are very wide, and I don't like that. So let me add another leg here, and we're gonna add the 4. I just want to see how much we can collect here at this spread and buy this one. This is a $2.50 spread here. Okay, we're done. Let's see how much we can collect here. So here it says you can only collect 70 cents, which is pretty good. This is a pretty good, it's a third of the width here. I would try and get 75 cents on this spread. Not bad. You can do that. If you wanted to go a little bit bigger, then you can change this one to 52.5 and make it $5 wide. And you collect $1.80. The mid is $1.80 here, which is great. That's not a bad trade. So that's what I would do in Service Now, if I'm not mistaken, is the name of the company. And Now, yeah, that's what I would do. And you can collect a third of the width. So not bad. You got pretty good IV. Not bad at all. The other one was Workday. They had mentioned to me. And Workday is at 243. Decent IV at 40. Let's take a look. I like this little chart here. It's handy for me. Let's look at Workday here. This one is not at the 200-day, but it is under the 50-day, but not a lot. And let's take a look at when their earnings are. So they both have nice IVs, so definitely good stuff to sell premiums on. So they have my blessing in regards to getting out there on the options chain and enough premium. This one doesn't show me the earnings date on this one here, unfortunately. Let me see if it tells me here. Work day earnings date. So they have their earnings, says here April 20th. Let's see if it tells me here. Says June, so I guess there's enough time for you to do something here. You can probably just go out to the May cycle. Probably be $5. Oh, actually, these are $10 wide. So this is $1,000, a $10 wide spread, basically $1,000 margin. If you were able to go to you would have to probably go 230 to sell 230 and buy the 220. That gets you 310. Would like to try and get 335 to 350 on that spread. That's if June is the earnings. You'd have to double check to see when earnings is. I don't have a lot of tech right now because I think as interest rates rise, those companies will be under pressure, as you can see on the charts. So that's why I just like to play them through the NASDAQ and get exposure to all of them, and also the big ones, the big conglomerates, the Facebook, the Apple, and the Amazon that make up a huge percentage of the NASDAQ. And those, I think, should be okay, even in a little bit of higher rate environment. Looking at just a quick glance to end the video at bar chart. The options. See what was the theme today. So you have Boeing. Boeing had an order today from Southwest. Southwest ordered a lot of planes from them. Facebook did good today. Amazon. So the big ones, like I've been saying. Tesla was down, still under pressure. Alibaba bounced. DraftKings got hammered today. I have a put credit spread in there. I like that name. It kind of has his niche. Tencent was one of my better winners today. Some of the IV contracted in there. I need that one a little bit higher. I've been selling puts in that name. It was really hit hard last week. GSX is a China name. That's still been getting beat up along with Baidu. That has to do with that margin call and that bad trade. Walmart was up. Pfizer, a defensive stock. Snap and Square pretty beat up. Plugs having had accounting issues. Nvidia was okay today. HGen, I don't know what that is. Probably a bio. Mara has to do with Bitcoin. Oracle's at 71. Pretty big bump up after earnings. They got clobbered after earnings. Coca-Cola defensive. Wasn't a lot of green on the board today. JP Morgan down, Credit Suisse down, all the banks were down. Netflix was up a little bit, Kroger up a little bit. Katos was up a little bit. That's a defense stock. Keep an eye on that one. I put an alert on that one if it gets over 28 something to take a look at it. I got long Twitter today on the upgrade and the better recommendations on it. Penn down to 98. CRM up a little bit. Costco, a consumer. XLP, consumer staples, 52-week high. I like consumer staples. You can get access through the XLP. Costco's in that basket. CVS, Verizon up. Johnson & Johnson. Nucor, I want to say Nucor hit 82, 83 today and rolled back to 78. Like the name, as an infrastructure play. Airbnb up nicely today. Caterpillar up a little bit. Google up. Berkshire up. But for the most part, a lot of red. P&G, another consumer staple up. Futu is a broker out of, I think, Hong Kong, but they've been annihilated. But it was up nicely today. Nice bounce back. Target's back up to 200. Not bad. After earnings, they were down a lot. Teladoc's been hammered. That's pretty much it. Another defensive stock, PepsiCo, a consumer staple. PepsiCo up. Valley, a miner up. So, still choppy. Pick and choose your battles. I hope you enjoy the video. You know where I stand on my picks. I like the Dow Jones. I like the miners, gold, silver. I like infrastructure plays. I like reflation plays. I like certain banks. Anyways, like the video. I'm past my time. Like the video, share it, subscribe, and comment below on any help you may need or any stock you would like me to take a look at. And have a good night. Bye-bye.